You've heard me talk about the housing situation all across Canada. And I've been talking about it here in Parry Sound, Muskoka as well since before I was a member of Parliament, when I was mayor of Huntsville. You know, whether you're a senior trying to downsize from your family home, or an employer trying to bring people to this area to work here and can't find a place for them to live, or whether you're a young family who just wants to, buy your first house and live in the community you grew up in, you all know very well that the housing situation in Parry Sound, Muskoka is really dire. Recently, the District of Muskoka announced a plan to spend $17 million to start their own factory to build modular and panelized construction. I appreciate the local effort. I think that local leaders recognize that the status quo isn't working, and they're right, it's not. But trying to compete with the private sector in factory-built homes, I think, is the complete wrong approach. Number one, running a factory requires, constant production all the time. Like, you have to be building all the time. So Muskoka would never actually absorb enough of the units out of this factory to make it viable, so they'd have to sell them to somewhere else. And so I don't know what their market is and who's interested in buying these factory-built homes, but there are lots of private sector companies that do this already. The reality is this: the biggest barrier to getting more homes built in Parry Sound, Muskoka, and across Ontario and Canada is all too often it's local government that gets in the way of approving where houses can go. The private sector would build houses a lot faster if they had certainty of where they could actually place those homes. The zoning approvals process, the development approvals process, whether it's a subdivision, whether it's a multi-unit building, that all takes too long. And the charges and the fees at the local level, they're too high. It's made it too expensive. In fact, I did a video not too long ago about the District of Muskoka increasing their development charges at a time when we're in a housing crisis. This is not the right approach, and in fact, it misses the core issue. Government needs to focus on what it can do and what it can do best. That's reducing their burden, reducing the process, reducing the timelines, and reducing the fees and charges on new housing. If they want to get more homes built, they can do it by incentivizing the private sector and then making it easier to get permission to say yes. Now listen, the district has not approved this yet. They're doing a consultation. And so I want to encourage absolutely everybody who's interested in housing and frankly interested in how their tax dollars are spent to get involved in this consultation. Email your district councillor, get engaged, tell them this is not the right approach. We need to reduce the burden of government, not add to it, by creating an industry that they're going to try to compete with private sector who do it better. Be involved, get involved in that consultation, and go to my website. We have a petition. We're getting as many people to sign that as possible. We'll share that information with District Council and get focused on getting more homes built for all people across all Parry Sound, Muskoka.